Manchester United back in action. This time it's League Cup action for Manchester United. And after that horrendous performance against Crystal Palace, we really need to get back to winning ways. It may only be the League Cup, but it may give Manchester United players and manager a bit of a lift if we could at least win a fucking football match or put in a decent performance. Now, that was horrendous from Manchester United last time out, and there was a number of really poor performances out there. As much as I do expect a few changes in this starting lineup, I wouldn't expect wholesale changes, and I would expect him to go with pretty much a fairly strong lineup for this game. Now, at this present moment of filming this video, there has been no new signings yet again, which is absolutely bullshit. There may have been some signings, hopefully, since I recorded this, but so far nothing new has happened, and that was so poor against Crystal Palace. There is so much negativity going in around the club at the moment, and everyone's got to take a share of the blame. The manager for his selection, the board, everyone, the players, they've got to take some of the blame because they should have been doing better than that against Crystal Palace, in my opinion. The likes of Martial, Rashford, Greenwood done nothing when they were on the pitch. The likes of Bruno Fernandes, Pogba did nothing on the pitch. Lindelof terrible, Maguire not much better, Shaw not much better. Same with Fosu Mensah. And it does bear the question of some of these players up for the Manchester United fight this season. Have they been up for the fight for Manchester United? Are they good enough for Manchester United? And some of them probably aren't good enough for Manchester United, and we should have done something about it in the summer. But Luton are a difficult opposition for Manchester United. They're second in the Championship, and they beat the team Reading that are top of the Championship in the previous round of the League Cup. So this is going to be a difficult game for Manchester United, and if we play like we did in that last game and fuck up like we did against Crystal Palace, we're going out of this competition. There's no doubt about it. Last year we struggled against Rochdale at home to get through when we were horseshit at the start of last season, and it is a worry for Manchester United. It is. As I say, I expect a few changes from Manchester United for this game. Now, I haven't watched Luton play this season, but obviously they're in good form, won 3 out of 3, so you can't really argue with that. They were near the bottom of the Championship last season, just scraping up, so there is a bit of a turnaround. But in that league, every game's a hard game. You could be up near the top one season and halfway down the league the next season. So that is the thing with that league. Any of them teams are difficult. Whoever you play in the League Cup, in the Championship, is going to be a difficult game. It always is. Manchester United always make hard work of these sort of games, so I don't expect an easy game here from Manchester United. And what sort of team do I expect or think is going to be put out for Manchester United for this game? Well, you look at the goalkeeping situation. Obviously, they're a bit unlucky with the penalty. I thought it shouldn't have been retaken, but we would have still lost anyway. We still deserved to lose the game, so no arguments on the game anyway. But Henderson will probably come into the team for this one. Right back's got to be Wan-Bissaka come back in. It'll probably be Brandon Williams coming in at left back, and I reckon he'll go for Maguire and Eric Bailly at centre back. Would like to see Bailly and Tenen Menge get given a run out, but it'll probably be just Lindelof brought out there. Probably Pogba will be on the substitutes bench, so Donny van de Beek will probably come into the starting lineup. I reckon it'll be alongside Matic and probably Fred, something like that, and then up front, probably Greenwood will probably start this game, and it probably will be Martial and Rashford up front. I mean, it could be Rashford and Igalo or something like that as well, or Mata up there as well. Whatever he wants to go with, I don't know. But I would pretty much go with the full three, Rashford, Martial and Greenwood, because we've got to win this game, to be honest. We can't be going out to Luton in this cup. And I don't think the backup options are quite good enough for me. And I know a lot of people are probably going to go with wholesale changes in this game, but I personally think it'll be a bit crazy to go with wholesale changes, considering the performance we put in the other day, the negativity around the club. We need to breed some confidence and get back to some sort of winning ways, because it's been quite a while since we won a game of football. We lost to Seville, we then lost to Aston Villa in a friendly, which I know doesn't mean too much, and then we've lost this one. We just don't want to keep losing. We've got to start getting back to winning ways. Winning ways breeds confidence, and that's the only way we're going to get the confidence back, with no new signings coming in at present when recording this video. So hopefully there has been since I recorded this, but you know, it is just an absolute bullshit what's going on at this club at this moment in time. It really is. I mean, we could have sorted some of the problems out early doors in the summer, and could have got into that first game of the season against Palace in more confident mood, but it does look like there's so much gloom and doom around Manchester United at this moment in time that's causing a lot of the problems. A lot of the players' heads were down apparently before kick-off in that game, which is no excuse. Manchester United and Solskjaer should be getting that team to go out there and focus solely on games of football and not worry about off-the-field antics of not signing the players yet. But you just look at the positivity going around the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea, teams like that who are signing players, signing exciting players, and Manchester United just always doom and gloom, and this does look like it's similar to what it was under Jose Mourinho. I mean, although Jose Mourinho come out and was vocal about it, and Solskjaer hasn't come out in the press and been vocal about it, behind closed doors, he probably is very vocal about this, and it is probably getting through to the players that Manchester United want a number of these players out, and we want to bring new players in. And it does show when the players like Juan Mata and Lingard and Pereira, none of them are making the bench anymore. He just doesn't seem to back these guys. And it did show that in that previous game he made earlier substitutions than he did against Seville. And the reason for that was that the players that he had on the bench, Greenwood and Donny van der Beek, were better than the previous substitutions we had on the bench against Seville. We had nothing on the bench really against Seville to really make any changes to that starting lineup. But for this game, obviously them two players are probably just as good, if not better, than some of the starting players that we had on the pitch. So there was more competition for places. If we got 3 or 4 more players in, then the competition would increase and you'd have more options on the bench. You'd be able to change things quicker if things weren't going wrong. But I don't know if things are going to improve with the lack of transfer activity at Manchester United. I'm looking around and it's bullshit. You're looking at Aston Villa have spent more money than Manchester United. Leeds have spent more money. Everton, Liverpool. I mean, all these clubs, I think even Arsenal have spent more money than United, and obviously Chelsea, Man City always spend more than us. I mean, I know in the past we have spent some money on big name signings, but that's like the odd signing here or there that's been a big massive transfer fee. We haven't really gone out and bought 6 or 7 players like Chelsea have done this summer over a collective amount of players. And even when we have done, it's just making up for all the years that we fucked around and didn't spend in Sir Alex's later years at Manchester United. And it is annoying, it really is. But we're just going to have to see what happens going into this game and see what goes in the future. But this game's going to be a difficult game, as I say. Luton have been performing well so far from what we've seen. I haven't watched any of them play, so I can't really comment on them, but this is going to be a difficult game. I'm going to put my neck on the line though and say Manchester United win this game 2-1. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think will happen though if Manchester United capitulate in this game and lose heavily? I mean, Solskjaer will come under criticism. I don't want the guy to be sacked yet. I think that would be bullshit to sack him yet, because it just looks like it's going the same way to me as the previous manager. Mourinho didn't get the backing in that season when we finished second in the league. Didn't get that backing, brought in Fred and Delot, who were not good enough players to bring into Manchester United to take us to that next level. Then things started to go from bad to worse, and he ended up being the man to get the sack for it. Rightly, probably so, that he deserved to get the sack for it because of the way he was and everything else. But if he'd had the backing of the board and everything else, would it have been different? Maybe it would have been different, because better players may have come into Manchester United and we may have been a better team, performed better on the pitch, and maybe Mourinho would have been happier, the players would have been happier. The same thing could happen this time around, and if the results don't improve over the season, it'll be Solskjaer that gets the bullet, and the board won't take any scrutiny for it. Edward will still keep his job, Matt Judge will still keep his job, which is bullshit, to be honest, and we'll just go and get another manager, probably a Pochettino or some shit, and the cycle will just repeat itself again. It really will. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the game. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you're watching it on Facebook, please do hit the share button and come over to All Things Man United on YouTube and subscribe there, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.